I think God just told me one of the greatest lessons he told me, because the way the saying something from nothing and nothing from something, I never thought of this when that's how he described himself, because something is nothing and nothing is something. I don't keep saying that little wordplay thing, but it is so true. It's ridiculous because the same thing happens with the human life, and the triple, the what do we call it, the Trinity. You could have either been, when people worry about when they die, they could either, it's like where'd they come from, where do they go? They came from nothing, and they go back to nothing, but that nothing is really something because we were here to already experience it. But then the thought of, what if there was no such thing as experience? But the thing is, we know that there is already because we're there experiencing it. So just this little piece of us existing in this actual physical world is enough to keep us spiritually alive, because we believe that they're from something. And believe it or not, the spiritual world is rejoicing right now, and whatever worlds are rejoicing somewhat, because in one reality, the Savior has been found in the real reality, to us, the human realm. In the human realm, the one Savior was found, I mean, that might sound funny, but it's funny. I mean, it is funny. I think it's funny, because I'm not trying to, actually, I want to be the Savior, but I don't mean that by, having people bow to me. I want people to just work together with me to make the world the best place it could be. And not, in my opinion, in a conscious group opinion of the universe, I think everyone in themselves thinks that they got to get around the whole idea of any prejudice or limitation and acceptance of all things that have happened. And we're not talking about prejudice or limitation as in killing, hurting, harming. That stuff can happen, but it would have to be for a reason. And after everybody in the world would be cured, there wouldn't be any reason for it. But we would strive to always make it harmonious and deal with the things when they happen, instead of treat people like animals. Come up with new ground rules, and rules can be broken, and we have to put clauses on how rules can be broken. Just like the universe is never predictable. So why are we trying to be so predictable? We're just products of the universe. Just because all of a sudden we got more intelligent, we think that, we said that this is trending, so that's what's trending. If we want to go from, not the nothing, from the nothing to the something, and from the something to the nothing that could still experience, it would be a robot with an artificial mind that doesn't have sensation. And we could easily do that, and we could just end up as Earth, the planet that almost made it, but now it's just overrun with robotic creatures. You know what I mean? That's what it could be. And then there'd have to be another galaxy that finally developed in a real sense of physicality to us, but who knows if one would ever, who knows if another physical reality would ever sprout that we would know of. No one does. Because thinking of that is something that any great creator would not want to picture, so that they can't see how it would happen. So you can block out thoughts when you make an oath with the greatest creator, which is whatever made you, the nothing. We don't know what the nothing is. We don't know what the void consists of. What are black holes? Why is there a hole, anywhere? Why are there holes? The air seems like nothing, but there's so much there. So, there's something from nothing. We just don't understand. And we'll never understand to put it into words, because no one understands to put it into words. Scientists try to put it into words, quarks and all that kind of stuff, but that's still just trying to put more stuff into words. Well, then where did that come from? And blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'm giving you the most accurate and simplified version. You can read the scientific versions if you want. I'm going to, because I want to know exactly what it means. And Dan didn't give a shit before about what things actually meant and what things whatever. I just knew that something was there. But now I feel like I must, in order for God to experience it in human form. I know that's really, really bold. I don't have that much of a vocabulary, and I'm not really worried about taking the time to read, books on language and linguistics so I can be all more clever. I mean, I'm a singer and a rapper, and I feel like I'm pretty, articulate and, good with words, but at the same time, I don't care about sounding smart, because it doesn't matter at all, Anyway. Alright, I'm working. I love you guys. I'm not trying to spiel forever, but I thought that was a pretty good lesson. That something that comes from nothing sort of is the same analogy as us and the worry about going to be nothing. And we won't be nothing because we're already existing, that there's something. And the something that is there is the nothing we came out of. And it's still there in us, which is God. But He's everything else too. You know what I mean? So, God is nothing, invisible, but God is everything you see. So, therefore it's you. What started at nothing scientifically had to grow. Like, when people, if you just want to do it with the human form, well, humans had to come from somewhere, so whoever that came from had to come from somewhere. Whoever that came, was it the chicken or the egg? Was it the chicken or the egg? I don't know. It was the organism that formed into the egg that finally made it chicken after all its attempts. That's what it was. The best way to put it. An egg formed. An embryo formed in a glob of goo. What fed it? The earth fed it. All the elements gathered together to make a little protozoa earth thing, and it just kept trying and trying and trying until it sprouted bigger and sprouted bigger. You know what I mean? The first human memory to explain it can only be said from a human mind that was old enough to understand where it came from, and by that time they were so in awe of what they were seeing and experiencing, it took this long for someone to explain it to itself. I know that's super hard to believe, but that's exactly what happened. Anyway, love you. Gotta go. Work time. It's crazy shit. It's a heavy thing to walk around in my mind with, and every other thing that I could picture, and I just try to keep my mind focused. Now I know why they say keep yourself centered, keep yourself focused. Don't let things get in your mind. Man, when you have every single thing in your mind, once a blip takes you off into that spot, you can go as far as you want with it, but I'm trying to learn how to not go anywhere with it if I don't want to, and that's hard, really hard. But in order to expand your mind, you have to learn how to control the other half of your expanded mind. And it doesn't take that much to tune into the frequency of God. And that's probably why you only use half that much of your brain, because once you become unity with God, you probably are able to create whatever you want. And like, say, I go and I help the world, I'm creating such a good, harmonious vibration that has never been felt before. I want us to, get together and have the world full of the heart feeling that I have. Not full of any other thoughts, not full of any other sensations or any other things that I have, except for that feeling in my heart and that knowledge in my mind. Let you have your human body, let you have your blessed spirit, let you have all the things that make you as an individual, but let us all join together in mind, heart, and soul, and that would be so gracious, or I don't know what word, blessed, whatever, sacred. It would be what they tell about in all tales, but happening in the actual physical universe. Wouldn't that be amazing? I think the same thing all the time, every day, so if I say it over and over again, sorry, but it would be amazing. So, see, I can't stop talking to you unless I said, alright, I gotta go to work, because it's just amazing. It's way more important than working. I'm just driving. I'm not really paying attention when I'm driving. I look forward every once in a while, and the only reason I thought of looking forward is that I just noticed that I look forward for the first time since I started driving from the last stop that I left, which had been 10 minutes ago. Well, 8 minutes and 9 minutes right now. That was when I left the last stop and started recording. It's ridiculously cool how nonchalantly I can pay attention to something, and how now I'm getting to be able to maybe tone down the one or two voices in my head, like this extra shine feeling letting me know it's there when I want to really be me. Because this morning I asked if I could just be me and get through this day pretty quick, and I'm not doing too bad. I'm 25 minutes later than I would be, but that's way better than 2 or 3 hours like I have been the rest of the weeks, since, well, the other 8 or 9 days since it's been since the experience. So anyway, this time for real, I'm going, and I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.